Hello all, welcome to AWS Babies. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to create a Linux server and how to access it through Putty tool. And I'm going to create a web server inside the Linux instance that I'm creating, and I'm trying to access from the web browser. So this is what we are going to do. Please check out my last video in which I have explained how to create a EC2 instance for a Windows server and try to access the web page through the web server which is already which we installed in the Windows server. So let us get into the things practically. I'm already inside the AWS console in which I'm going to select the EC2 instance, EC2 service. So as explained in my previous video, we have to check the instance limit first of all. So we can see for our region, which is Mumbai, I have a limit of 20, which is well and good for creating a server. I'm getting back into my dashboard and for the respective regions and the availability zones, I'm going to create the instance. So first of all, I'm check marking this free tier only just to make sure that I'm not getting charged for the service that I'm using now. And what I want to create is a Linux. So this particular AMI I'm selecting. So the respective softwares and the operating system and other tools that we are going to get as a package while creating the server, which is mentioned here. So we have a lot of other Linux servers, Linux operating system as well. But what I want is this particular one. So I'm going ahead and selecting this. So I have to choose the instance type. So I'm taking the general purpose v2.micro, which is free tier eligible, just to make sure that I'm not getting charged. So the CPU is 1, which means that it is a 2.5 GHz processor with Intel Xeon family. 1 GB RAM I'm selecting, and it is EBS, which is Elastic Block Storage. So I'm going ahead. Um, I want only one instance, and the default VPC I'm selecting, which is provided by AWS itself. All are default, and here IAM role I'm making sure that I'm not selecting any particular role for this. So through my admin account only I'm going to create this. So in practicality, so if you work in an organization and all, you will be having your own user credentials which you have to use it here. Shutdown behavior I'm going to give terminate, so that if at all we are shutting down that server, it should terminate the particular instance also. So I'm going ahead with the storage details, inside which we can see we have already selected EBS, and this is default 8 GB of hard disk it is giving for free, and it is a SSD, which means that it is solid state drives, which is the fastest among the hard disks, that particular technology. I'm going ahead and adding the tags. So the tag, we have the key value pairs in which I'm naming it as name Sri Lin server. So I'm going ahead with creating a new security group. So if you already exist anything, you can give this and select that. But here, what are the security groups that I have to create? So just getting back to my notepad, already have talked about security, what a security group is. So I will just get back to this image. So as explained in my previous video in which I have explained about how to create remote servers in AWS, how to create AWS EC2 instances. In that I have talked about what a security group is. So in that I have told you that security group act as a filter between the AWS cloud and the internet cloud. So if you want a particular person or a group only to access this um, servers, then you can define security groups accordingly. Also, security group is not only like accessing for a person or group, it is like whether the instance that we are creating should have the um, HTTP access or ICMP access, which is for checking the availability of server. So those accesses that particular instance should have or not, we have to define in the security group. So that's what we are going to define here. So as part of this video, I'm going to define three protocols, which for which first one is SSH, which is Secure Shell Protocol, and I have to connect it through port 22. So since I'm creating a Linux instance, I have to log in through some secure shell. So for that, I'm using Putty tool. So for enabling that, I should have SSH access. Second one is ICMP, which is Internet Control Message Protocol. It can be connected through any port, and it is for checking the availability of the accessibility of the server. So through command prompt, we can use the command ping and the IP address of that particular public IP of that particular instance and check the availability of the server. And next one I'm going to define is HTTP. That is because um, it is for the full form is Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and it has to be accessed through port 80, and it is for accessing the web server. So I have to install the web server packages inside the Linux instance, and then I have to check the HTTP protocol by creating a web page and trying to access that. So let us get into the AWS console and see how we are going to define this protocol as part of the security group. So first one is SSH, which is already defined with port 22. So I'm going to give this as anywhere, so that from anywhere, any IP address, we can try this SSH. So if I want to connect from my particular IP, I can use this. And if you want to give access to a particular person, you can give that person's custom IP address by selecting this custom and giving the IP address here. So I'm going to give anywhere. Next one I'm going to add is ICMP, which is this one, all ICMP IPv4, and can be connected to any port 0265535. And there also I'm giving anywhere, so that from anywhere I can check with the command ping. Next one I'm going to give is HTTP with port 80, and there also I'm giving anywhere. I'm going to name this security group with a particular name, Sri Linsec group. So I'm going ahead with review and launch. So as this warning message says, improve your instance of security. Your security group, Linsec group, is open to the world. Yes, because I have given it anywhere, and ideally it should be for a particular group or people only, so that AWS finds that and giving it as a warning message. So I'm just reviewing all the details that I have already given, the AMI details, instance type, the three different security groups that I have given, instance details with the default options that we gave as VPC, IAM role, etc., etc. The storage details which we gave as 8 GB by default, the tags which defines the name of the server. Yeah, so I'm going ahead with launch. Okay, so here the public key. So I choose an existing key pair, or I have another option, create a new key pair. So what I'm going to do, as part of the previous video, I have already shown you how to create a new key pair. So here I'm using the same key which I have downloaded for that particular video, in which I have created the Windows remote server. So then it is already there, the pem key .pem file, which is available in my downloads. Sri Pub, the name I'm taking, and I'm copy pasting here. Yeah, it is coming here. I acknowledge that, and I'm launching the instance. So you can see security groups is created. So if you view the launch log, security groups is created inbound rules, which means that the different protocols that we have defined as part of the security rules, initiating launches, everything seems to be successful, and viewing the instances. So there is only one instance, which is the Sri server that we created just now, and it's already up and running. Okay, the details of it, t2.micro with the availability zone and the status checks, it's still initializing, we'll wait for that. And yeah, when I maximize the window, we can see the different details, instance type, availability zone, the inbound rules, which carries the three security group protocols that we gave, the key pair name, IAM role is not there. Ideally, there should be an IAM role, which means that users only will be creating this. So um, I have created through my administrator account, which is not advisable, because if it is administrator access, then you have access for everything. So that is not generally advisable. um, all other details we can see, and we have the public IP address and the DNS link, private IP address and the DNS link. So what I'm going to do, as part of the three protocols that we have defined, I'm going to prove that the second thing, which is ICMP protocol, is working. For that, the purpose is I'm going to check the accessibility of the server. So I'm first of all opening the command prompt, and I'm copying the public IP address. I'm using the command ping. Yes, I'm pinging, and I'm getting a reply from the server. So you can see 4 packets are sent and 4 are received. Nothing is lost, which means that the server is up and running. So I have proved that ICMP is working. Now let us go to SSH, which means that through secure shell we are going to um, operate the network, or we are going to log into the server securely through an unsecure network. So we are using the PuTTY software for that. So first of all, I'm opening the PuTTY tool. So I have already copied the IP address of it. I'm pasting it here. So I'm going to connection. I'm going to SSH, and I'm going to auth. Now here I have to create the private key file. So currently with the public key, I have not generated the private key. So for that, what I have to do is we have a tool called PuttyGen. So it is an open source. You can just search for it and download that. Even Putty tool is an open source tool. So just Google it and get the software tools downloaded. So for getting the private key, which is having the extension .ppk, I have to generate through the public key .pem, which I already have. So putty key generator is open. For that, I'm going to downloads folder and I'm putting all files. I'm selecting the PEM key. It has successfully imported the key. With that, I'm going to create save private key. Yes, in downloads itself. .ppk is the version. I mean extension. So I'm closing this. We can see the private key is generated. So I'm going back to my putty tool, and here I have to select the private key that I have generated just now from the downloads folder. So I'm going to downloads. I can see the private key. I'm selecting that. I'm opening it. Yes. Okay. It is asking for login as all the steps that we have to do as part of this. I have coded here. So login as EC2 user. Okay, we can see the EC2 user, the name with which we have logged in, and you can see the IP address of the um, Linux instance that we have launched. So here it shows the private IP, even though we logged in with the public IP of the system. Now, what we are going to do, we have to become the administrator of this particular Linux server. So for that, we will be using so many Linux command inside this putty software because we have logged in to a Linux server. So sudo su is the command with which I can become the root, that means administrator of this particular system. So okay, so SSH I have proved that it is working now. Next one, what I'm going to do, I'm going to install web server, and I'm going to create a web page, and from my local system I'm going to try and access the web page. So for that, what I'm going to do, first of all, I have to create the install the web server packages. So for that, yum install httpd, that is the command that I have to give. So for confirmation, it is asking for yes or no. So I can see all the packages getting installed. It is telling it is complete. Now check whether web server is installed or not. So for that, this is the command. We can see it's already installed. Install packages, in install packages we can see with the particular version number. So what I have to do, I have just installed the web server packages. Now I need to start the web service. So for that, what I'm going to do, service httpd start. That is the command that I have to give there. So you can see it is started. So just to see the status of the service, this is the command to be given, service httpd status. So we can see the service is active and running, the Apache HTTP server. Now what we have to do, we have to create a web page. For that, you should be knowing the HTML coding or any other coding or tools that we use as part of the creating a web page. So I am going with the basic HTML script, a very basic script, just to show that, just to create some very basic contents of the web page and then to display that. So for that, what we have to do, this HTML code, we have to um, the scripting we have to do inside a particular file, and the particular file should be in a particular directory. So this is the directory where www/html. So I'm going to that particular directory. So I'm inside the directory now, inside HTML. Now what I have to do, I have to create a file with index.html. So for going into the file with edit mode, I'm using this command vim. Index.html is the file name. So I'm inside the file now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to press escape and I, so that I am in insert mode. Now I can code whatever HTML script I want, so that the corresponding web page is getting generated. So I have come up with a file line coding in which I'm just going to display, hi, this is a test Linux server. So that particular code I'm copying to this file. Now for saving, what I have to do, I have to press escape colon write and quit. That is the command that I have to give. So um, just to check what I have already given inside the file, what I have coded, what I can do, instead of vim, I can give cat. So it shows whatever I have coded. Now the web page is ready. What I can do, I can copy the IP address of the system, through my local computer. I'm going to paste the IP address. You can see, hi, this is a test Linux server, whatever we have coded here. So I have proved that the third security group protocol is also functioning. So yeah, this is what I have planned to show in this video. So what I can do now, I will just show you how to terminate the server. So I'm minimizing this window. What we can do, I have already selected this actions, instance state, terminate. So in Windows Server, we generally go inside the remote server and use to shut down the system, which will terminate the instance. So here we can terminate in this manner. And whatever server we have, whether it's Windows or Linux, through these actions, we have the option to stop the server or reboot the server or start the server or terminate the server. Here we can see the instance state is shutting down, and we heard a sound which is for this putty fatal error, which means since the server has gone down, it is telling network connection is gone. So that is expected. So you can see the putty session has become inactive because the server has gone down and there is no accessibility to the server. Now we can see if we refresh the button, yeah, it's still shutting down. So we know that the server is down and the web page is gone. So if we try to reload this page, possibly we should not be getting um, this line. We should be getting an error message. Yeah, you can see this one is already terminated. It's very strange that even after the termination of the server, the web page is still running, but I expect that this will end soon. While trying to ping that, we can see ping the server. We can see that see we have sent 4 packages and all 4 are lost, which means that the server is not at all reachable. But still, I'm not sure why this is still running. Ideally, this should not be running, and maybe some problem with the network. Or I'll try to open Firefox and see whether it is coming or not. It is very, very, very strange. I have never seen this, and this is not expected as well from the AWS server. Yep, so this is very, very, very strange. I'm trying for the past 10 minutes to refresh the server, and I am expecting an error message that the web page cannot be reached, but I am still getting the hi, this is a test Linux server display message, which we have already coded in the server, and that server is already terminated. This is very, very strange. So this is not expected actually. So what I'm doing, just to prove that the server is already terminated, I can show you the, see, you can see 0 instances running. So if I go to launch instance, we can see that the server is already terminated. And if I try to ping the server as well, we can see that the request timed out messages, which means that there is no acknowledgement message from the server. So If we wait for the whole message to get displayed, we can see, yeah, the number of packets that we have sent is 4 and received is 0, which means that the server is not at all responding. So it is lost, 100% lost. So yeah, this is what I wanted to show as part of this video, and this is a mystery. This will never happen actually. And yeah, so if you have any doubt, please feel free to comment in the below section. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you are interested. Thank you.